A very quick one today. People have asked me what are my custom settings for the Rutus Versa. Here we go. First of all, let's get into the factory programs by long pressing this cog twice, and there you'll see the factory programs all the way up there. So what I've done here, I've used the custom park program and then entered my personal preferences. So why do I use park mode in the field? Well, I find it a little bit more dynamic than the field mode. I don't know why, I can't put my finger on it, but I'm sure I get to the bottom of it. But for me, it's the park mode every time. Press the cogwheel quickly and we get to the menu there. So as you can see there, the first one is 19, that's my sensitivity. And if I go too high, it tells me, watch out, we may be going a little bit high with that exclamation mark. Go across one. Discrimination. Now I run my discrimination all the way open, -29, but by all means, if you want to introduce some discrimination, feel free. You can see that graying out at the top there, look, but I'm just going to keep the discrimination open because I'm relying on the tones. But with an open discrimination, you have no iron tone volume. Okay, let's go across one more. Sweep speed. 5 is a pretty good, and I tend not to go much below 4, and if you keep going low, you'll get that warning, look, you may be going too low. But at the top there, we've got the box, which means there's a sub menu. So a long press on the pinpoint takes us in to the sub menu. FL, low conductors, wet ground or beaches, or high conductors. Now don't be put off by that high conductor thing. I'm finding absolutely tiny targets using this high conductor mode. It just makes it a little bit less snappy on difficult ground. So by pressing the cogwheel, we go down one more, and that is the small signal enhancement feature. So you can make those smaller signals bang through even louder, but if you go too high, you'll start digging unwanted little balls of ferrous. Go down one more, that's your small nail reject, and that is your bottle cap reject. And there we go, back to the menu. One more, we have the volume. So obviously speaker volume, headphone volume is all controlled by this. But as you can see there at the top, we've got the box, so that's a sub menu to the sound page. Long press that, and we've got at the top F mod. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, the F mod stands for fast mode. Now this is how long or smooth the signal comes in. So if we go down to 1, the signal comes in a lot longer. 2, the signal sounds a little bit longer, blah blah blah, up to 5. But if you go into the next one, which is F mod, you see that feature there is grayed out. F mod gives you a real-time audio of what's going on under the coil. Basically there's no extra filtering with F mod, and I also find that using F mod makes the headphone sound a little bit better. So as we come down one more, we've got how smooth do we want the signal? Do we want it to come in smooth, or do we want it to come in sharp? Modulation, now that's an interesting one. You'd think modulation would be audio response, but it's not. You can have a modulated audio based on the depth of the target. It's almost like a VCO, almost like a pitch, and that works well on pasture. One more, and that is your audio response. So you can make deep targets sound quieter, shallow louder, or you can make them sound all the same. And the bottom feature is for using the dual modes, which we're not using at the moment. One more, that's the threshold. So you can have a threshold in the background. That's the threshold tone. That is the iron volume, but I've got it wide open, so I can't turn the iron volume down, it's maximum. And this is one of my favorite features. This is the audio tone page. So let's start at the beginning. We've got the pitch mode 1 tone, 2 tone, 3 tone, 6 tone, multi-tone, full tones, or you've got 1, 2 and 3. So you can assign your own tones to these 3 pages. So if you pull up a new program, you'll just assign the tone to that new program. So let's just have a quick look, see what I've done here. So I started off with full tones. As you can see there, it's on a sliding scale, but at the bottom there I've got a plateau. So let me just explain. So as you can see the numbers there, -8, -7, -6, -5, the tone changes. Ready? Iron, low conductive. So I've got that running all the way to +28, and then it changes into a full tone. So I've got a hybrid full tone with a couple of single tones there, which is really cool. And number 2, you'll see there I've got a 2-tone program. That's the iron, that's the high tone. And I don't think I've done anything with number 3. Oh yeah, I've got 3 tones on that one. 1, 2, 3. So that is your tone menu. It jumps SAT because SAT, self-adjusting threshold, is for the dual tones. That's your backlight and that's your headphones. So let's get into some really cool features here. And this is one I particularly like. A long press on the cogwheel, and now we're into the frequency screen. And as you can see there, see that little gap? And that is the gap between multi-frequency and single frequency on the left. So if I go up 1, multi-2, multi-3, see that cursor moving up? And if I come down, I jump that little gap, then I get into the single frequencies. And we can visually see here the troublesome frequencies. So I wonder what that one is. So if we come down to the high spikes, it's around 22 kilohertz. There's a lot going on with EMI, so that's not a good idea to run on that frequency. But bear that in mind, not all EMI comes through those headphones. Sometimes it's there and you don't even know about it. And that's the beauty of a visual EMI meter. But interestingly enough, you might have EMI, but you won't hear it through the speaker. And that's something I've learned over recent events. Sometimes EMI can be silent. It's not always an audible interference, but it still can be null in your machine. So watch out for that one. Long press, factory and custom programs, as we talked about in the beginning. Long press again, and now we get into our panel to update it. All you do is put that IP address into your browser and it'll update. That is your headphone connection display. So when you connect your headphones for the first time, you'll get an arrow there, and this one is to turn the headphones on or off. Another neat little feature, all the information is on the screen there. I left it on 22 kilohertz. I'm in user 1. I've got the backlight on. I've got headphones, battery, sensitivity. But if you stop and you're chatting to someone and you've got EMI from their machine, all you do is press the minus button and it nulls the speaker. It turns the speaker off. So when you want to start detecting again, you just activate the speaker or the headphones. So that's a cool little feature. There's 3 calls to action really with this Rutus Versa. You've got the audio, which is the most important. Then you've got the target ID, the numbers. Then on top of that, you've got the hodograph. Now that can give professional users a little bit more information. It can tell you if something's next to iron, how much iron there is, how much ferrous there is, all within a target. But personally, I wouldn't spend too much time trying to learn the hodograph if you're new to this machine. Just concentrate on the audio first and then have a little glance down at the numbers. Keep it simple. If you stay tuned to the Skill School and hang out with the cool kids, we got some more Rutus metal detecting videos just around the corner. See you there.